Fortunately, there's no news this week.
So rather than just talk about stuff we've already talked about and just make up stuff to talk about, we thought we'd look, down memory lane a little bit. We're going to also do some Chiefs trivia, and then we'll probably just be taking questions from the chat and just kind of chatting about that. So hopefully you like it. Let's get it on. From the heart of Kansas City, we bring Buk and Bob Take on Chiefs Kingdom.
I'm Buck.
Yep.
Oh, messed that up. I'm Buck. We're not fancy analysts.
But we have just as many bad takes and bad intros, it seems.
That's the first one in a long time.
Yeah, I was trying to do stuff while I was doing it. It was a little bit bad. But yeah, we're here. There's not really a lot of news and I love content for Chiefs, and I've been watching it, and there's just not a lot of stuff to talk about. So we could regurgitate stuff and make up stuff to talk about. We just figured, no one's doing this, what we're going to do today. I don't know what order we'll do it in. We might do trivia first. I don't know, but we're going to do trivia. We'll be taking questions from the chat. If you guys want to talk about something specific, we can get into that. And we're going to do a look down memory lane. But Buck, what do you want to start with? Like some favorite plays, or do you want to start with trivia, or?
I like I don't know about favorite plays, but just kind of memories, like Chiefs memories.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to Tamba a couple times, and I definitely brought up the Tamba game more than one occasion. That's one of my most memorable games. But I think number one for me is the first Super Bowl. Well, the first Super Bowl of Mahomes era, first in the dynasty. It's iconic, man.
It is, man.
As a Chiefs fan,
that whole run, the whole playoff run was iconic.
Yeah, it was amazing. I've watched every single one of those games. I've probably watched the Super Bowl the least amount of times. I've watched that Texans game probably 100 times. I just love watching it going, just all like when the camera pans over to a Chiefs fan, I'm like, wait, just 15 minutes, man. 15 minutes is going to blow your freaking mind. I absolutely love that.
Well, let me pause you on that. And I just happen to have some footage from that game. So let's play that while you talk.
So the whole leading up to it, like the 80s, 90s, the 2000s, like there were definitely some opportunities, but I don't think any Chiefs fan really was like, oh, this is definitely the year. We got this, that, and the other thing. It just never all came together. And even though we were in the Super Bowl and I'm watching them come back, I still like, man, it just doesn't ever happen for the Chiefs. And then it happened. I cried for an hour.
I called my mom. I was unfortunately living in Colorado at that time. At least I had Brandon, and we were watching the game with Mel and Brandon's girlfriend. I don't know if he wants me to say her name on air, but yeah, we were like, the problem is that we spent our entire lives watching the Chiefs and having everything go bad in the playoffs. And when we'd make it to the playoffs, we'd get knocked out the first round. And so, it's crazy because now I just am like, oh, we're going to get out of this. But that was not how it was for the longest time. Like, no. It's nuts. Brian in chat, we're gonna mark that question to talk about when we're doing the chat questions. That's a good one. We're gonna mark them as they come in, guys. So just put questions in the chat.
He already had a question. His last statement said, "How bad could it be?" That was in reference to our intro, and some of our intros back in the day were like 3.5 minutes. It was.
Yeah, crazy. It was bad. We're learning more and more about how to hook people, and
that was a catch.
Yeah, but yeah. So for me, this was just like I thought there's no way we were going to win, and I was that way for the longest time. It wasn't until like last year that I really just felt comfortable when the Chiefs were playing. And I still don't feel comfortable, but I believe that's why we were always like, something's going to mess up, because it just for years we had to deal with those stupid things. And
I would
yeah,
say I'm much more comfortable. Now that we have a franchise quarterback that has potential to win than I was when we didn't, because we might get some crazy, this last season was filled with uh, amazing endings and games we shouldn't have won. And in the past, it's just like, well, that's fool's gold. We got lucky, something happened, we won the game, but it's not going to matter in the playoffs because you can't win that way in the playoffs. You can't wait to the last second to win in the playoffs.
yep.
And
We always had horrible defenses too.
yeah,
Like everybody always talks about, well, will Mahomes get back to that, huge season he had, 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns? And I say, I hope not, because if he gets those types of stats, that means we have the Bengals defense, which is what we had then. You know what I mean? Like that's like the defense was bad.
man, it's so, but I remember looking back on that though. I think it was Greg Robinson was the defensive coordinator. We had like 7 guys that were all like highly touted defensive starters. Like it was almost like there was no excuse for the defense to be as bad as they were. I can't spout the guys that were on those defenses specifically, but I remember we had, the pieces, but Greg Robinson, nobody, he couldn't put them together. And then Spags came here and changed everything, and we knew it would take a while. And then I remember getting very frustrated with that defense up until the playoffs. It didn't
Yep.
seem it didn't seem like
It takes
Spags really
time.
had it. Yeah, it really does. And honestly, to get it all together the way that he did by the playoffs really is kind of miraculous looking back on it. But when I was going through it, I was I was over Spags by the end of the season.
Yep.
I was.
Yep.
And man,
Yeah.
was I couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah. And it's just, yeah, I can't remember if we had, I can't remember if it was the defensive coordinator before Spags or if it was Spags that switched us back to a 4-3, because we had switched to a 3-4 when Pioli took over.
I
Um,
definitely don't remember.
yeah, I can't remember. I know, if it wasn't the guy right before, what was his name?
Greg Robinson.
Yeah, if he didn't switch us back to 4-3, then it was. When did Tamba
I think
retire? Because Tamba, I believe, retired when we were still playing 3-4.
I think
Maybe chat
13.
knows.
I think he retired in 13. I don't know why that number sticks so closely to me, but it might have been like 16. I don't know. I don't feel like looking it up truthfully right now. But
Well,
you know what? I do kind of remember that now talking about it, that like they had Chris Jones lined up in a position that he wasn't, like I think it was nose tackle. So,
no,
and
Chris
then when they
Jones.
wasn't Chris Jones?
Chris Jones. I remember the year that he tried to move to defensive end, and
Maybe
it
that's
just
what it
was
was.
not
Yeah.
working.
I
Yeah, it
remember he
was
was he
not
was not in
good.
the right position for him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember what year that was, but I just remember telling everybody, dude, Jones needs to go back to the inside. Like, this is not good. And he still goes outside sometimes, but dude, you don't see production when he goes outside. I don't really like when he goes outside. I mean, he like interior pressure is the best pressure, and I always try to point that out. Like, especially in the 4-3. In the 3-4, your nose tackle is not really getting pressure. That's not their job. Their job is to take up a double team and to just be a menace in the middle and block runs through the middle and everything else. But yeah, I'm not a
But I
fan of
think
him
it
doing
goes
that.
to
But
show
yeah, that
you
was a great, great game. That
it
whole
just goes
run
to
through the
show you though
playoffs.
that some guys are made for certain positions, and you would think that an all-star, like a guy that has that kind of mass could really go out and do whatever he wanted on a line, but it wasn't what made him comfortable. And
Well, and he's an
defensive
awesome. I mean,
tackle seems pretty
yeah,
comfortable with.
he's more of a pass rushing defensive tackle. Like now with the 4-3, but in the 3-4, he was a prototypical 3-4 defensive end. I mean, big, but like can still put pressure, still get to the outside to grab runners. Like, I mean, that's a he was great for that. But other favorite moments. What do we got here? Well, I didn't get to experience this. I wasn't super into football in 1990, but a certain Derrick Thomas had 7 sacks in one game in 1990, and I got a little clip here thanks to NFL.com or NFL's YouTube, which supposedly we're allowed to use, but we'll see.
Guess we'll find out. Sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness and permission. Dave Craig, who also played for the Chiefs.
Now they're into it.
Craig back to pass on first down. In trouble, and down he goes. Derrick Thomas got him.
Another sack for Derrick Thomas. That's 8 sacks today for Kansas City.
Oh, man.
Backpedals in the shotgun. He's back to throw. Hit at the goal line. Ball charge free. Fumble. Recovered by Kansas City. Touchdown Kansas City. Derrick Thomas. Oh, what a play.
Man.
That guy was...
Talk about losing someone way too soon.
Listening to that music, I feel like that video was made in 1998.
I don't know when it was. I mean, it was good. Like, yeah, it was a long time ago. I forget what was the year on it. It was made. What does it say? Doesn't say what it.
Not that important.
Oh man, no, I just really want to know. 9 years ago. 9 years ago.
So I definitely watched that play happen, or that game. I definitely remember watching the game, but I definitely wasn't like. I mean, I was a Chiefs fan, and I definitely wanted them to win, but they weren't winning. They weren't going to Super Bowls. They weren't really competing for anything. It was just fun to watch that defense play every Sunday. So I definitely watched that game. I remember him having a lot of sacks.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break here and take some of the questions from chat here. So if you want to read this one, Buck.
Yeah, Brian from chat says if the optimism over Simmons pushes him into the starting lineup too soon and he blows that knee up permanently, then what? Then Jalen Moore. I mean, I don't think
no, that's the wrong answer.
I don't think that they're going to let him go back in or not go back in. I don't think they're going to let him start unless he's like 98%. I can't imagine they would put him out there just because of his potential.
Yeah, I can't say what I would imagine because they put Kingsley Suamataia on out there, which I really want to just
wasn't coming from that kind of injury though.
No, but they put him out there when he wasn't ready. Like, but I do. Jason Dunn on Chief Concerns always calls him King Suma. And I kind of want to just call him King Suma.
Yeah, call him whatever you want. A lot of guys on the radio call him Kingsley.
Yeah, I worked way too hard on saying Suamataia. So I'm gonna stick with that because it took a while to learn.
It doesn't just come out of your mouth like naturally. It's definitely a chore for you to say that name.
Yeah, and I don't say like I say it with some sort of accent, and I don't even know what that is either. Suamataia. It just sounds horrible. But yeah, dude, I'm worried about this too, because if he blows the knee out permanently, I mean, we've just lost a possible, 8-year starter, that could have been in Pro Bowls and everything else. And I don't see why people are pushing this narrative. Supposedly, that quote was taken a little bit out of context.
He'll be ready to start week 1.
Yeah, that he's good. The rumor that he's going to start over Moore. I don't know that that's the case. I think it could be the case that he's just going to be the backup across the whole line that comes in for every position to learn stuff, comes in at right tackle when Juwan Taylor is in timeout because Andy got mad. He had his third false start
I
of the
was
game.
just
You
gonna
know,
say his third penalty in the game. That's
and
funny.
he has experience at right tackle. He played right tackle for the first 2 years of his college career. You know, this is the difference between him and Suamataia. He has experience on both sides, whereas Suamataia was a right tackle that we're just like, oh yeah, you're good. I mean, he is an athletic freak, but I mean, I think we're really pushing it to, get him in there at left tackle on
The
a
one thing,
3-peat run
I don't
when he
usually
was so young.
I don't usually like to buy into the hype of a guy, right? I'm a little more careful than that. But when I saw Kingsley jump out of a pool, like I want to say it was 2 or 3 feet deep. I mean, his knees were underwater and he jumped up onto the edge of the pool. Try that. Try that on the second step. Good luck. I like that is that you say athletic freak, and I don't think that's enough credit for what he was. And that to me translates into what he does on the football field because he uses his legs and his lower body to try and maneuver guys around. I know it's not all lower body. There's a lot of upper body
And
involved.
who did you say did that?
Kingsley.
Oh, I didn't see that clip.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was just missing. And I mean, I've said it. I'm a broken record with this, but I've said it a million times. Jason Kelsey has made fun of so many left tackles that were in the Pro Bowl because they're like, all right, who's going to play right tackle? And all the left tackles were like, yeah, I suck at right tackle. Because it's all left tackles in the Pro Bowl. Like, unless you have a really good left-handed quarterback, it's going to be all, it's going to be all left tackles. And so if the best left tackles in the game generally can't play right tackle, then putting him in right off the bat at left tackle, I mean, he would have needed a season to learn that shit.
Yeah, Stanley in chat says if Simmons winds up as a starter and it works, it'll be considered a genius move. Agreed. And
Yeah.
if he blows the knee, someone will be the fall guy, which would be heck. Moore was paid to deliver, then we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the story for everything in football?
Yeah, that's the way it goes, yeah.
If he went for the touchdown and won, he would have been awesome. But if he misses it, it was idiot move.
I can't wait to see what he does at left tackle, but I can wait to see what he does at left tackle. I'm okay with what they've got stitched together now to just give him time. I mean, this is who you want to be your starter for the rest of Mahomes' career at left tackle. And I mean, give him time. Let's let him nurture. Let his knee heal 100%, maybe 102%, and then give him time to learn what that position means at the NFL level.
Well, and also, if we're sitting at week 4, and we're 2-2, and it's been a real struggle with Moore, then maybe we try this. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I just don't see. I see it'd be awesome if Moore works out, and I don't know if Moore can play right tackle, but maybe he could jump over to right tackle next year, and we don't have to pay left tackle money to him for a longer term deal because he's got a good 5 years left in his career easily.
Who, Moore?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. And to me, I mean, I was just gonna say, for what he showed me at San Francisco last season, I have more confidence in Jalen Moore being a good to really good left tackle right now than Simmons. I just you never know how that's going to translate to this level. So, and we know what we've seen from Jalen Moore, or what's been seen of Jalen Moore.
Yeah, and I mean, I have no complaints of from what I've seen, but it does. Playing every game, every snap does take a toll. So, can he last the season? We have these same, thoughts about our draft pick, our defensive tackle, Omar Norman Lott. We have those same things. Like, yeah, he's a badass when he's in for 24 plays in a game, but what if he has to be in there for every play? I don't even think it was 24, but he was only in on maybe a fourth of the snaps a game, something like that. So, yeah, but seems Brian thinks you make a good point here.
Buck makes an excellent point, which I do that often, honestly. These guys are absolute specimens, and if Andy Heck can't coach a Corvette like this, then Bed and Ball is a slam dunk. The guys should have already begun.
Well, I think Andy does real good on the interior line. But you just don't know how coachable these guys are. I mean, that's why the Wonderlic test is so popular in the NFL. Is because if somebody scores high on the Wonderlic, you know they are coachable. Like, I mean, you know they have high intelligence and the ability to learn quickly.
But another thing is it's not just about the guys being coachable. It's also about personalities coalescing on a football field. Can
True,
they
especially with offensive line. They're like
Yeah,
a unit.
absolutely. And they have to work together. And if there's struggle in there, that can be dangerous for Mr. Mahomes.
Yep. Good question. Good question. Let's see what's this next one.
Brian says, "Do y'all expect miracles?"
Oh, this is the same thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we basically covered that one. Okay.
Mm.
What about this one?
All right, Brian again. Is it just me, or is there a pattern of the highest paid lineman performing the worst under Andy Heck? Has he lost the players? I don't know about lost the players.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't see. For me, I think
Supposedly Andy Heck was the one that was like, dude, we should play DJ Humphries in the Super Bowl.
And who knows if that would have worked, but it could have worked better than Joe Tooney did.
We knew our backup plan. We should have at least tried it. I mean, we've talked about this at nauseum after we lost the game, but we should have at least tried it.
And I don't think he's lost the players. I think that the four other linemen that we have known that we knew last season and are going to be this season, they play well together. I think we just have that one missing piece, but that one missing piece happens to be the one most important piece of the puzzle. So when that goes to shit, it's like dominoes. They all just fall. And it's, four guys can't do the job of five.
Yep.
But I think he's done well with the rest of the line, especially the three interior.
Yeah, we just have to hope that I'm getting real worried about the Trey Smith. At this point, I don't know that they're going to sign him to a long-term deal, and he's just going to keep sucking up cap space. I think he figures I haven't been hurt yet. I'm going to just get paid like a mofo this year, and then I'll sign a long-term deal next year because he's got that prerogative. I'm almost positive he's going to show up to camp because he signed he signed the contract, and honestly, it's huge for a guard because it's based on the highest paid lineman. So it's based on left tackles, money. And so he's getting super paid.
Brian says in chat, DJ Humphries couldn't hold Joe Tooney's jockstrap. I hope you don't think I meant that in a disrespectful way, because what Joe Tooney did for this team to get them to the Super Bowl was on another level. He was MVP for the season for the team, or was it just the playoffs or the Super Bowl? Anyway, yeah. So, and he absolutely earned it. He deserved it. He deserved a big payday. I'm just saying, yeah.
Problem is,
so you think that DJ Humphries would have done worse than what Joe Tooney did? They figured Joe Tooney out. They had a game plan.
Yeah.
That offensive line.
Not just Tooney.
And it's not about ability. It's not about ability. It's about the size and what his body type does for him. And Joe Tooney was just a lot smaller. Yeah, I think DJ Humphries would have been a lot harder for them to figure out.
Yeah, it would have thrown a wrench into their plan. And you have to remember, I believe DJ Humphries would have been at least as good or possibly an upgrade to Joe Tooney at left tackle, and Joe Tooney would have definitely been an upgrade to Caliendo at left guard. So we changed those two things. We could always go and do the other, but I mean, we could have pulled it after the first quarter, like if it wasn't working. But if Humphrey's knee was healthy, I think he should have started, but
Well, Brian has a good point. If Humphreys was better, then Tooney would have been playing guard. So maybe the Chiefs were just not convinced that Humphreys could
well,
replace Tooney and do better.
Heck wanted to play DJ Humphreys, from what I understand, and he was outvoted, I guess. But
Or overranked.
yeah. So I don't know, but DJ Humphreys had shown at a high level, and if DJ Humphreys was able to play at his level, he would have definitely been better than Joe Tooney at left tackle. Tooney was a full O-line collapse. Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing, though. The whole line plays as a unit, But I'm not going to regurgitate, what I said. But basically, DJ coming over to the left tackle means literally a 10,000. You go from a 68 left guard to a 99 left guard. And you go from a 78 left tackle to a 78 left tackle. So that's kind of where I was at with that. And yeah, Kelsey stuck up the joint too, but
there was a lot of blame to be tossed around. It was definitely a team loss. And I don't think the Chiefs would argue that for half a second.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure
can't wait for week 2.
I'm pretty sure the whole demeanor of the Chiefs was all due to the press the entire week before. And I actually know that's true now. Can't say why, but I actually know it's true. I don't even think I've told you that off camera.
Yeah, you did.
I did tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
And I can tell you, really it's because he's clairvoyant. That's why, folks. He's clairvoyant.
Yeah, but that basically just got into their heads. I thought it immediately halfway through the game, and I have been watching the press coverage the entire week going up, and dude, they were annoyed on epic levels. And if we could have played best 2 out of 3, I think they would have come back and done very, very different, the next 2 games. I don't know that we would have won the really good Eagles team, but
with
we
would have played.
We would have actually played a game. But what about this other question here we got from Brian?
I figure we keep our draftees plus the 2 UDFAs. Which 2 do you all got? I'm going to be honest. I haven't looked deep enough into what's happening right now with the UDFAs to know which ones we're going to keep.
If we keep 2, how about this? If we keep 2, I think we keep Major Williams, safety, and we keep the tight end. What's his name? Chad knows his name. I think it starts with a B, the last name.
Bendershot? No, I'm just kidding. There's also a Major Williams. When I was looking him up, there's a Major Williams that's a politician, I think in California, that looks strikingly a lot like very, very similar to the Major Williams that's on the Chiefs.
Yeah, what's his name? Chat's not helping us out. Tight ends on Chiefs. Oh, that's wrong. Yeah, that's really wrong. Thanks, Google AI. You suck. Where's roster? What's Stanley Moody saying? Oh, yeah, about the line. Yeah, that's what we
line
said.
has to come together as a unit with Mahomes.
But he did answer.
Throw it at all of them.
Brittingstool is the tight end I was thinking about. He was like the 11th rated tight end. Super tall guy, really only a pass catcher. I mean, he's not, but I mean, that's what Kelsey was. Kelsey wasn't ever a blocker.
Oh, look at that. HD Chiefs fan finally shows up with a Britting Stone. Is it Britting Stool or Britting Stone?
Britting Stool.
All right.
Yep, but I could see how you would have done.
HD Chiefs fan said I was thinking of his cousin.
Yep. his cousin, like the cousin being there at camp was a family favor to get him tape to possibly get on another team. We're way too deep to put someone for someone like that to make the team.
Mhm.
But there's lots of teams that are not deep that could definitely use a player of that caliber. So, but yeah, back to the question, where was it? So yeah, Major Williams, the reason I think we might keep him is just because I heard this on Chiefs Concerns. I don't know if it's like completely true, but Marcus from Chief Concerns channel said that he is the only proven punt returner on the entire roster right now, which sounds crazy to me because there were so many returners we took in the draft and everything else. But he said that he's the only, and I swore our boy Nico Remigio was a proven punt returner. So I don't know if he's just talking about the rookies and the UDFAs. I was really wanting to clarify that with him, but I just saw it like today and forgot to like ask in the comments or whatever. So yeah, so I'm not sure. But
yeah, because Remigio's definitely a proven returner, I would say.
Yeah, but punt returner is what he's specifically talking about. And I'm pretty sure Remigio's returned punts for us at the end of the year, the whole end of the year, and through the playoffs. So
I think he did that
it was him and Steele, you know.
Well, Steele wasn't doing punt returns. Steele was doing kickoff returns only.
You're right. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, so I don't know. But I do know that he looked really good. And he could be a gem that they just happened to find because he played D2. So you just don't get a lot of looks at those types of guys, D2. So
that's you know what? There's a little foreshadowing going on here and you didn't even know it.
What?
You'll see. It's foreshadowing.
Trivia. I need a little light that goes off over my head when I actually think of something. Oh, Stanley Mooney. I don't see that. I see Kingsley kicking the shit out of left guard. I mean, that's going to be something I think he can do in his sleep, but I could be wrong. Like, I think there's more chance of him taking over Juwan Taylor at right tackle when Andy gets pissed about his seventh, false start in week 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could see that, but you guys have to remember, Kingsley was a beast. And he was only 20 when we drafted him. He's going to play. He's not a bust, guys. He's going to play. He just wasn't ready for left tackle of, the 3-peat team. He just wasn't ready for that. He's going to play, though.
He was touted, I believe, as the left tackle of the future. And I think that what the Chiefs have done at this point now have just shown that they're done with Kingsley being the left tackle of the future.
Which they should have never touted him as the left tackle of the future because he was a right tackle his entire career. And we put our left tackle out on an island. He could maybe take over left tackle if he learns a lot, but I mean, everything's completely different when, so I don't know. But as for the rookies, back to that question, dude, I think all of the rookies make the team. And not only that, I think all 7 rookies become starters within 2 years.
All of them?
All of them. Now, I mean, starters.
I don't think Brashard's.
If Brashard Smith is our third down back, I would call that a starter. You know what I mean?
You would call that a starter, or he would be considered a starter?
I said I would call that a starter.
Okay.
I mean, basically what I'm saying is I think all 7 picks And he has a chance to be an actual starter. I mean, he looks a lot like Brian Westbrook. I think that's the best comparison. I've heard Alvin Kamara, he wasn't the same size as him. He could gain 15 pounds maybe, but honestly, like he looks like Brian Westbrook, which means that most of the time he's going to have about the same amount of rushing yards as he does receiving yards. He's going to be a monster in PPR leagues. Maybe not this year, but next year for sure. And then
remember that for the draft.
On the, I don't know if he's going to be that great for this year though.
No, he's not.
But Brian Westbrook came in, and the guy that ran my fantasy league was like, "Oh, he's not going to be a badass this year. He'll be a badass next year." I won the Super Bowl, and Brian Westbrook was my second highest scoring guy. So we'll see if Andy likes him. Andy's going to play him. But for all
my first year,
I just don't think that they're going to be career special team guys. Like oftentimes in the 5th, 6th, and 7th round, if you get a gem, your gem is like a career, a career special teams guy, which is very important, which a lot of people don't realize. Like those guys are extremely important still, but everybody's just like, oh, if it ain't starting. But special teams is the third branch of football, and they're trying to make it even more important, bringing kickoffs back. But I think this is the best draft we've had since I've even known to pay attention to draft picks, which is probably like the last 15 years, right? Like, I mean, I didn't know prior to that.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention.
I had no clue. It wasn't until I became
if they
real
weren't starting,
fan.
then I didn't pay attention to him.
Yep.
No, I was just going to say the first time I ever played, because we were talking about fantasy football, was the year that Ricky Williams came out of college, and he was number 1 in the draft, and I got lucky, and I got the number 1 draft pick, and I picked Ricky Williams, and it absolutely scorched my team. It just, because he did not come out killing it. HD Chiefs fan says, I do think that this is the first time I've seen what appears to be a very large competition training camp opportunity for many positions. Yeah, that's well said. I mean,
which is great for
it's
everything.
Great that the Chiefs have had the freedom to be able to do that. I don't love that they waited to the 7th round to get a running back. I don't
either.
That's the one thing I'm really kind of worried about.
It's our weakest spot, and I don't know.
If Rashard Smith turns into what you think that he's going to turn into, then
but he's still not going to be. He's still not going to be that rushing guy, though. He's still not going to be that guy that's going to take, like, Brian Westbrook was never that. Like, if you look at LaShawn McCoy could do all of that, but that's why LaShawn McCoy is a Hall of Famer, and Brian Westbrook isn't. Like.
LaShawn McCoy is a Hall of Famer?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Am I crazy?
Has he been gone? Don't you got to be out of the league 5 years? Has he been out of the league 5 years?
Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe he's a future Hall of Famer. No. Yeah. November 3rd, 2024. Okay. Oh, no. The Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame.
That I believe.
Okay. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, no, I'm wrong. My bad. Thank you for correcting me.
I do got to bring up Brian right before that. Brian had a good comment. Andy Hack has demonstrated repeatedly that he's incapable of converting a right tackle into a left tackle. Dear God, someone has to say it. And we met Brian in person. That's exactly how he would say it, by the way. The man has had like 15 tries.
I have to disagree with you, though. I don't think it's something. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think it's something that it's either like can happen or it can't. Like, that's the way I see it. Like, think about your right-handed or left-handed, okay? If you've gotten used to your entire career doing something with the opposite hands and legs, like, can you imagine? So I was really good at skateboarding growing up. I was goofy foot. I could not skate the other way to save my life, period. And to do that would have taken, I mean, I probably would have never done it. My whole point is, like, usually the people that can jump back and forth, like, might be a bit ambidextrous, like, it's not something you could just teach and everybody can learn. That's how I
No,
feel. I could be wrong.
but so some people definitely will not be able to learn it because it's just too difficult and it just doesn't feel natural enough. But there's probably going to be about, and I'm just going to throw this number out there, 33% that could at least learn to be good enough on the other side with the proper
In the
training.
NFL, though, I think in college, I think that number
I
could
just
even
threw
be
it
like
out there.
50%. Yeah. In the NFL, though, I'm thinking like 20%. But I mean,
Sure,
we're just
maybe.
pulling numbers out of our ass at this point. Like, it's not like we've done any
Right,
research
yeah,
on it.
yeah, it's definitely not 80% are gonna be able to do it. So I see where you're coming from, but, I mean, a lot of fans are getting tired of this constant trying to replace Orlando Brown, and we just can't do it. We just can't find a guy to be that staple over there on the left side.
Well, and I think we did a good job of doing that. But let's get back on topic, though, because like we've talked, the line to death, but
And we continue to bring it up, yeah.
we were talking running backs, though.
Yeah.
Running backs, I don't think Brashard Smith, unless he gains 20 pounds, is going to be a premier running back in our system.
I don't
But-
like it when guys gain weight and lose weight in order to play a certain way. I think playing at their natural weight is gonna be their best. You're gonna get their best effort and their best out of them.
All right, Brian,
Maybe
this is
5 pounds.
this is
but-
this is the last time we're going to talk about line. But yeah, to use both hands, they do use both hands for different things. Like, I can definitely use my left hand for a lot of things, but there's a lot of things I can't use it for either.
But there are some things that I couldn't do with my left hand, and over the years, I have learned to do with my left hand.
Get a little bit of that, other woman.
It's the other white meat.
Oh man! All right, so, but yeah, okay. So, like running backs, I am scared to death about our running back room. Elijah Mitchell could be amazing if he could stay healthy, but I just can't get excited about that because he's most likely not going to stay healthy. So I can't do it.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah, and then Pacheco. I mean, Pacheco could be serviceable. Like, and he is, if he comes back to the way he was. We have to look at his rookie year. He had 900 and some yards in this season. He had production. He's not that home run hitter, but if he could get 15, 20 yards, then that's fine. But the problem is we need the home run hitter to get safeties to stop doing too safety high. Until we have somebody who really strikes fear into the hearts of defenses, they're just going to be like, well, we're more scared of Mahomes than you're a running back. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
yeah. And
we
so,
haven't had that back in a while.
yeah, I mean, oh, here we got some HC Chiefs fans.
Yeah, I truly think that the running back situation may be an attempt to try something a bit different to give a twist to the offense in order to not be so predictable or vanilla.
Yeah, dude, Brashard Smith is an unbelievable grab for the 7th round. After I looked into him, I mean, he could. I mean, it could be the steal of a year. Like, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. He's the 3rd fastest running back. He didn't have good verts, but I mean, do you really need your running back to be making jump catches in the end zone? I mean, he's going to be able to run routes like really good, as a running back. And Andy loves to use backs like that. So I really think I'm going to have a lot more for you once I am going to training camp every day and like getting that, but I mean, I feel our stuff, our team draft was amazing. Oh, and I have another thing to say. So I was watching Chiefs Digest with Matt, Derrick, and I forget the other guy's name. The guy that got a lot of draft picks, right?
Jimmy.
He was very mad about other content creators getting more views and not being there. I was like, yeah, I was like, sorry, bro. I mean, it's not us he's talking about, but he's talking about other Chiefs content creators. He's like, I don't get it. I was like, well, I mean, they probably just like the way they give him the information, I'm guessing. But I was watching them, and Matt Derrick, he knows, like, he was talking about McDuffie. He knows. He was in the press conference where Andy said McDuffie's going back to the slot. Like, he was in the press conference where McDuffie said he was going back to the slot. Like, and he's like, well, are we going to see if McDuffie goes back to the slot? I'm like, dude, you know he's going back to the slot. And then they were talking about who Spags is going to take under his wing this year. And I was like, you guys know who Spags is taking under his wing. It was Noel. Noel Williams was the one that got all his one-on-one attention at the rookie minicamp. But he might be saying who's going to get the attention at minicamp. So that's what I thought maybe for that one. But I didn't get his McDuffie thing. Maybe he's been doing this a lot longer than me. So maybe he just didn't want to be wrong, and he's learned not to say. But I just take them for what they say. They said he's going back to the middle, so that's where I was at. You know what I mean?
And he seemed to be into it. So,
I mean, dude, Matt Derrick is great. I mean, he has great thoughts. I mean, I love listening to him. But what I find with most Chiefs content creators is they're missing out on a big show that they should watch every time it's on. And everybody listening to this, you guys should watch it too, because he gives so much insider information that no coach gives. This is why I knew we were going to sign Bolton. It's why I knew he had a photographic memory. Like, all Chiefs creators need to watch Defending the Kingdom with Mitch Holtis. Mitch gives away so much crap. I mean, like, it's why I've been right about so many things, is because Mitch just says it. Like, you have to read between the lines a little bit, but it just, if he says it, it's probably going to happen. And yeah, I've been right on a ton of stuff because of that. So I don't know why more creators don't watch more creations.
well said.
Yeah. But all right, well, all right, so chat, give us some more questions. We will mark them. Buck, do you have any more iconic, like, plays you want to talk about?
I've got specifically.
Yeah, I've got down the Bengals 2022 AFC Championship, but I remember 3 calls. I don't remember them. I remember being mad about 3 ref calls in that game that were either no calls or bad calls in the fourth quarter, towards the end of the game. Might have been the last half, but I don't specifically. I went to look up, see if I could find any highlights, but I didn't have enough time. But we've got it in our list here. I don't remember the controversial non-call on the late hit on Mahomes. So I don't know.
I seem to remember something like that, but I think that there's been, I mean, that's not a one-time thing. There's been a few of them like that, I believe.
But I believe this is the one that held us out of the Super Bowl that year. I
believe that there was a controversial call either way. That the Bengals.
Oh, here, real quick, while you're thinking about that, HG Chiefs fans makes a good point. Dude, Here, so Mitch is part of the media team, so maybe he's supposed to leak a little Easter egg here now and then. I think you might be onto something, but it might be that he forgot that wasn't insider information. And so he was saying, oh well, we don't know if McDuffie's going to go to the middle of the field, but had just forgotten that was completely open to the public press conference. Maybe that's the case, because he gets ones that aren't open to the public and ones that are. So I bet you in his head, he just mixed them up and he's like, oh, well, nobody actually knows this, so I can't say it. That's actually great. Okay. Sorry, Buck.
No, you're good. I lost my train of thought now.
Oh, yeah. I just couldn't remember this call. I wondered if Chad remembered.
The Bengals.
Yeah, but I do remember there were 3 like egregious fouls that were either no calls or calls against us that were just complete bull crap.
Bullshyster. There's been I hate talking about ref calls though, man. I really do.
I do too, but it was actually a thing in this game, and I just want to point it out. That was 2 years before last year, and you all idiots on the internet that are Chiefs haters just really latched on to that. Well, Bengals fans, you wouldn't even have been in the Super Bowl if there had been proper officiating in the 2022 AFC Championship. That's kind of where I'm at with that.
I'm not. The Chiefs win so much, so we tend to be the ones that get accused of the refs siding with more often than not. So in the few playoff games where the Chiefs actually lose and we're screaming the refs screwed us, man,
this is different though. Like you're talking about the idiots that say the refs are on the Chiefs side. I'm talking about refs just making stupid mistakes in that game and screwing up the game. You know what I mean? Like it's 2 different things. Like I don't think there's any conspiracy against the Chiefs or in 2022 or any of that stupidity. I just think it was bad calls at the end of a game, and those old guys should have made sure their bifocals, were up to date. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the stupidity that was spread all last year. Dude, this is killing me, Buck. Do you see this? This is why you should never spend the majority of time in the sun with a hat.
I'm telling you. Did any of you guys notice that? Did anybody notice that before Bob just said that? Because he told me yesterday, and I forgot all about it until he just said it now.
Dude, my forehead's like literally ching, ching. Like it's probably blinding our people aren't tuning in because they're just like, I'm blind. I can't see.
Nope. I don't think anybody noticed, buddy.
Well, they notice now. All right. So, yeah, I just thought it was funny to look back on that and just be like, you know what? Officiating is just bad at times, guys. There's no conspiracy, though. There's no conspiracy.
Yeah, and it's just hard to catch absolutely everything when you're. You would literally have to have 11 refs, one for every single battle position, to catch almost everything, which wouldn't be the worst thing.
I mean, it's just There's just All right. Well, we've got plenty. We've talked plenty about the refs here.
Mm-hmm.
There will always, HG Chiefs fan says, there will always be way more people that hate the success of hard work than there will be admiring it and trying to duplicate it. And that's the truth.
Yep.
I mean,
well said.
Ask Cole from How About Those Chiefs. I guarantee he knows the exact day he started getting a lot of hate, and that's when he blew up. It's like, once you're popular, everybody wants to hate on you. Same with, all chiefed up, But they had a deal. I was watching one of their VODs the other day, and they had some person come in and be like, these hillbillies from Kentucky don't even live in Kansas City and they act like they have insider knowledge. And they like kicked him, but it was just funny because it was probably a sad creator that nobody watches. And I've had to deal with those in my time doing gaming podcasts where, you know, they're trying to sabotage you, making accounts to give you bad reviews and everything else. And it's just like, dude, if you spent this much effort working on your product, you probably would have more viewers.
Yeah.
But they're just silly. And to say you have to live in Kansas City to be a big fan, that's absurd.
Yeah, or even to be completely up to date with the team. I mean, with the internet nowadays, we all live next door to each other.
Yeah, dude. I might have survived in LA if, you know, there was even Facebook then, but I was like our left tackles are on an island, you know.
I remember you paid for me to get a subscription to Madden so that we could play Madden together.
Xbox Live, yep.
Yeah, Xbox Live so that we could play together and talk.
Oh, I was so lonely, dude.
Yep.
Dude, and it's so sad so that was back when you had cell phones that, like, you know, after
You still had to
5
pay
or
long
after
distance.
but no, no, you didn't. After 7, like, it was all free. So I'd like call buddies, right? And then it got real sad about 3 months in when everybody just stopped picking up because they're like, I don't have time to talk to you for an hour, Bob. You know, and it's just like, oh man. Oh, okay. All right. I guess
That's
I'll go
part
talk
of moving out to LA.
Guess I'll go talk to the LA people that make me want to puke. Ugh. So yeah, it was bad. But if I had survived, you know, then I wouldn't have the beautiful wife and the life that I have today. So everything works out for a reason. All right. Well, chat, guys, give us some more questions. We'd love more questions. Somebody asked about the safety room. But while you guys are doing questions, Buck, you want to do some trivia?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
No, I want to go first.
All right, you go first. We're just doing one by one because we might have duplicates.
We're definitely going to have duplicates.
I've not told anybody our questions, so I did ask, you know, for not a lot of like hard ones, but we'll see we'll see how Buck treats me.
So we had a conversation a few episodes ago, maybe a month and a half ago or so, about the percentage, so that we know that only about 1% of college players get to play in the NFL. But how many of those NFL players are from Division I schools? And at that time, for me, it was just about Division I versus everything else. But I was able to find a little bit more specific information. So I've actually got the percentage of Division I, Division II, and then third category is Division III and others like NAIA. Or
how is this Chiefs trivia?
Well, it's something that we've talked about before.
All right. It's fair.
This is very interesting to me. So for me, you're not going to guess the specific. Well, and it differs year to year too, so it's all over the place. But roughly, like, give me a percentage. How many you think are Division I, Division II, and then other?
Oh, so Division III and like walk-ons? Like, is there anybody who's never played Division III, 2, or 1 that walked on
like
the
other
NFL?
leagues? Like other leagues, guys from other leagues, like the Canadian Football League,
Okay,
and the NAIA.
Oh, or other countries?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'll go 98-2.
Well, there's 3 categories.
Yeah, it said 90, 8.
Oh, 90,
2.
then 8 and 2. All right.
Yeah.
You're not too far off. It's 95 to 97% Division I. 2 to 3% is Division II, and then usually less than 1%, but up to 2%
Man, I was
Nine.
gonna say 95 for Division One, but I was like, nah.
That's crazy.
He's trying to trick me.
Debate you. Yeah. No, it's I gotta say, I mean, I wasn't surprised by that. Really not.
Okay.
But that was an interesting one. So
Here's an easy one.
yeah.
And this would be city and team name. What was the original name of the Kansas City Chiefs?
Houston Texans.
Nope.
Dallas Texans.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
That's a good one. All right. My turn. This guard played his entire 14-year career from 93 to 2006 with the Kansas City Chiefs, never missing a game, and was part of the team's offensive success in the 90s and early 2000s. Who is this Pro Football Hall of Famer?
Dude, I didn't know guards until
kick yourself.
like 15 years ago.
You're going to kick yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I might have heard the name, but like, remember, I didn't watch a ton in the 90s. It wasn't until like 97 that I really got into football. Like, you know what I mean? So,
What do you guys think? Will Bob get this? Will Bob get this?
well, somebody's putting his number on the. Oh
Will
my
he get
God,
this?
Jesus!
Will
I'm
he?
pissed. No, I didn't get it. Chat got it.
Will he get
I
this?
should have known this because my freaking father-in-law
I told
knows
you.
him. My
I told
father-in-law
you.
knows him.
I said you're going to kick yourself for this, and
My
I was throwing
father-in-law
out Will.
was roommates with his best friend. Oh my God.
I was throwing
Oh.
out Will the whole time. Will
I
he
used to
get this?
work out for 3 years at his gym that he owns, or he used to own at least, in Lenexa, right by Oak Park Mall. Boy, I'm an idiot. Jesus, I'm an idiot. Will Shields.
Ding, ding,
I wish
ding.
I could say that I got it. Chat got it before me. So, damn.
He tried to give you
I
the
should have
number
known that.
too.
All right, I'm gonna give you one that's a little bit tougher, maybe.
All right.
Um,
Hold on. Let me get Google up real quick.
no. Who holds what Chiefs quarterback holds the team record for most passing yards in a single game?
Alex Smith.
Nope.
Oh,
Elvis Gerbach.
the fact that you even-
504 yards. Oakland Raiders, November 5th, 2000. I could not believe that. And you know who holds the 9 below him?
Mahomes.
Yep.
Yeah. The fact that we have to even say his name on this podcast makes me sick to my stomach a little bit.
Hey, well, Buck, I can't catch the passes too. I can only throw them.
What a boob. All right. Okay. So this one, I'm gonna just omit the nickname part of it because that's a dead giveaway. But this defensive back played for the Chiefs from 2019 to 2021 and was a key part of their Super Bowl Live victory. Who was this versatile
Live. Would that
defensive back?
Would that be 54?
I don't remember the number.
You said live. That's L-I-V.
Oh yeah,
That's 54. Okay, so tell me, say it one more time. I'm not gonna look at chat real quick here.
Defensive back, played from 2019 to 2021. Key part of the Super Bowl 54 victory. Who was this versatile defensive back?
The first one, right? Damn it! It's we thought about re-signing him back. I can't think. Ward, Travarius Ward.
No.
No, am I wrong?
Mm-mm. It was the Honey Badger. I threw you off with the defensive back part.
Oh, you did. Yeah.
If I'd have
He's a
said safety,
yeah, I would
the
have got it in a
question
second.
started with nickname the Honey Badger.
I literally, in my
don't
head,
believe
just heard cornerback. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally in my head, just heard cornerback. But Snead wasn't there yet, Brian. Snead was there the next year.
Mm.
I think. I could be wrong on that. I think he was, though. I think it wasn't until the next year or the year after that Snead was there.
Ooh, HD Chiefs fan has a good one. What Chiefs
Oh,
player is also an Olympic skier?
well, I don't know. I can tell you what former Chiefs player was a chess master.
Well, hold on. We got it. Oh, I couldn't tell you that either. All right, so I'm
Read.
just going to throw out. I'm going to throw out a guess. It's butt kicker.
Olympic? Wait, is it like current Chiefs players? Or like what former Chiefs player was also an Olympic skier?
Oh man, if you open it up to former,
Because current,
oh good
God, I
lord.
feel like I should have heard about this if that was a thing.
Oh, Jan Stenerud, a former Chiefs player.
Okay.
Hey, I got the position right though.
You would have had to. You would have to clarify that there, but I didn't. I don't even know that guy's name. That must have been a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
long
pre-Nick
time
Lowry.
ago.
I think he was 70.
Ansherud was playing.
You've
He
never
was
heard of
also
Jan Stenerud?
skiing.
He's a Hall of Famer, pretty sure.
He's a kicker, bro. And I know everybody needs a kicker, but I'm not going to remember their names.
That is going to be one of the most memorable little quips ever in my life. Everybody needs a kicker,
Mm-hmm.
and it's from Johnny Biersman.
No, it wasn't. It's from the commercial. Yeah, John got it from the flag. It was like a flag football commercial, like 2 decades ago. It's like, well, hey guys, everybody needs a kicker. Yeah, and it was, and then Johnny just said it every time. I forget. I think it was the Colts kicker, the Hall of Fame Colts kicker that was in the commercial. I think I could be wrong. Chad can correct me if I am.
HD Chiefs fan says he was a ski jumper for Sweden, Jan Stenerud. And yes, he was the first kicker in the Hall of Fame. So yeah, everybody needs a kicker, even the Hall of Fame.
All right. So did you ask? You asked the last one, right?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna give you an easy one.
Oh, I better get this right. There's a lot of pressure on this one.
This is easy. Yeah. I'm gonna need the full name though. I'm gonna need it pronounced correctly.
Do I gotta spell it too?
Which Chiefs player was nicknamed the Nigerian Nightmare?
Oh, Christian Okoye.
Yeah, I was giving you an easy one.
He did a reality TV show. It was a and it was like 2005-ish, maybe 2010 era, and it was a pirate themed show where they went out on a pirate I think they were out in the middle of the sea on this pirate ship. It might have all been like right there on the dock, but the whole thing was filmed on the pirate ship. And like there was one leader every week, and if he didn't do a good job, the other people could all declare a mutiny. And he was on it, and I think he only lasted like 3 or 4 weeks because I think he had been the most notable person on the show. So everybody was like, well, that guy's got money. So yeah, so they kicked him off. But yep, I loved me some Christian Okoye, man. That guy was a beast.
Yep. So, okay, what do you got for me?
All right, next. The running back is the Chiefs' all-time leader in career rushing yards. What running back?
All-time leader in career rushing yards?
For the Chiefs.
Oh, it's either Priest Holmes or Jamal Charles.
Or it could be a trick question.
All-time. Well, it would have to be rushing with the Chiefs, not rushing with... Is it just all-time rushing with any team? Because if that's the case,
Chiefs.
It's Marcus Allen.
Chiefs all-time.
Okay.
With the Chiefs.
But I was right there on Marcus Allen, right?
Probably. I didn't look that up.
I have to say Priest Holmes, even though Jamal Charles has like one of the highest yards per carry, but I just think Priest Holmes was on those teams that had no defense and literally just rushed constantly.
It was Jamal Charles.
Damn it.
You're 0 for 3, buddy.
All right. Which Chiefs running back holds the team record for most rushing TDs in a season?
Priest Holmes.
Damn it. I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say Jamal Charles because you just got. See, I wish I could have given you mine first.
All right.
Damn it.
Here's my next question. You ready?
All right.
In 2003, this running back broke the NFL record for total touchdowns in a season with 27.
Oh, you
I
son
was like,
of a
I
bitch!
can't believe this is happening to me right now.
So you already had the answer, you bastard.
Yep.
You,
All right.
yep. That's a
Yep.
bummer. That's a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you were right. Some of these questions overlapped. And this is what happens when we don't create the questions together.
Well, if
All
we
right.
created it together, it'd be lame
It would
because
suck,
then we
yeah.
just
It would
we
suck.
just look them up.
All right. What year was the Kansas City Chiefs franchise founded as the Dallas Texans?
As a Dallas Texans,
So
damn. Because I would guess 1964 for when they became the Chiefs, but I don't know about the Dallas Texans. I have no clue.
1960.
So it was only 4 years. Am I right about 64
No, I'm not sure. I didn't.
on the Chiefs?
Oh, look at that. Brian had the answer.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm right on 64 on the Chiefs.
I wanted to say 63.
Dude, so you didn't read your questions, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. I just had AI create them.
Well, I did
And
that.
and then I didn't look at them because like I didn't want to have like answers for. So if you read all your questions, like that's a little unfair, damn it. I should have said something. But yeah, I literally created them, didn't look at one of them. So, okay, all right, here.
1960, it was correct. But then the Chiefs.
What
63.
was the nickname? Did you say 73 or 63?
63.
63. So I was close with 64. What was the nickname of the founders of the NFL?
AFL.
AFL.
What was
The
the
Hunt
nickname?
Boys. The Hunters. I don't know. It was led by Hunt, though.
Was it called the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Where they got their name from? I don't know. You got me.
Yeah, I don't know. You got me.
Your questions are
too.
way more harder than ours. First
All right,
Super Bowl was
here's a
66.
Here's a hard one for you. I'm changing it up
All right.
because
I'm
not gonna tell you the position, but what player was drafted by the Chiefs with the number 4 pick in the 1989 NFL draft?
It would have to be somebody that was significant. Otherwise, fourth round wouldn't matter.
I know you got to answer quick though, or else
Why?
Chad.
When did we say that there's got to be a time
Chad's
limit on it?
Chad's gonna answer if Chad
All right.
beats you. You know.
Derrick Thomas.
Yep.
Oh!
Yep. It was pretty easy. If I would have said linebacker, it would have been silly easy. Number 4 overall.
Okay, so
The Fools Club.
The Fools Club, yeah, because they were attempting to go up against the NFL.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Hunt put them in their place.
Yep, he did.
Yep. All right, what do you got for me?
All right, which Chiefs quarterback holds the record for the most passing yards in a single season?
Which what?
Which running back has the record for the most passing yards? No, which quarterback holds the record for the most passing yards in a season?
In a season.
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes with 5,050 TDs. I could never forget that.
Well, you got the amount of passing yards wrong. It wasn't exactly 5,000.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yes,
Well, it
you
was
got the answer right there.
5,000 and change. I don't know. It wasn't like 5,050.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying earlier in the pod. Like, we're not going to see Mahomes doing 5,000 yards passing, or at least I hope we don't see Mahomes having 5,000 yards passing and 50 TDs, because that means our defense sucks.
HD Chiefs fan rings in. What other pro franchise did Lamar Hunt help found? Kansas City Wizards. Although I think there's more, though. I don't think he just.
I think it was the Comets, though, wasn't it?
Was it the Comets? Yeah.
That turned into the Wizards?
Maybe, yeah, but it was the Kansas City football,
The
which is now
KC Comets.
isn't that what Sporting
That was
Kansas City is now?
The Comets were the first. That was the first place I ever got lost from my parents, and I had to find a lady and be like, "Lady, I lost my mom." They were throwing out these little small like Comets balls, and it was Santa. It was around Christmas time, and I ran up to get a ball, and then all of a sudden my mom was gone. Turns out my mom went to catch a ball for me and took a spill. And the Santa was just walking through the stands, and all of a sudden, I'm like halfway across the stadium, and she's not there. That was in Kemper too. Good old Kemper.
Enzo. Brian said Enzo DePetti. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but
Was Buck right? Was it the Wizards, or was I right? Was it the Comets?
well, I think
Or were
it's the
neither
same
of us
thing.
right?
It's
Well,
the same thing, though, isn't it?
I mean, kinda. I mean, it was renamed Wizards. If he helped found it, it was the Comets.
That soccer team for Kansas City is what I meant to say. Jesus.
Well, that would be partially right? All right.
Oh, he was the Comets goalie. Oh, so the one that he had in mind when he asked the question was the pro franchise is the Chicago Bulls. He should have said current
No
pro
way.
franchise. That's really
Wow.
interesting.
I mean,
we're gonna have our crack team do some fact checking on that.
guys, just Google Lamar Hunt, and dude, you will
Payday.
you will
Nice.
unbelievably, you will not believe what he has done in his life besides football. I mean, it's actually unreal. Like, the dude had one of the most unbelievable lives of all time. I mean, it's nuts. Just you have no idea how important Lamar Hunt was to so many different things besides us.
Yeah, HD Chiefs fan, yes. Welcome to my life. Bob is spitting facts right now. He spits facts. He spits bullshit. Sometimes
I spit it all.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I mean, I grew up with my mom. You know, she was one of the first Chiefettes. You know, and she was like, she was chastised in the flames of the beginning of the Chiefs. And I mean, Hunt used to go out during every game. He's basically what fostered, the start of pregame, the start of tailgating. And he used to go and walk around the fans. Can you imagine an NFL owner doing that nowadays? I mean, they just couldn't, right? But
yeah,
he used to walk around with the fans, drink some beers with them, talk to them. I mean, it's just
we got
absolutely
so lucky.
Crazy.
And not just with Lamar Hunt, but with the Kansas City Royals and the Ewing Kaufman and his family and what they did for this city. It's, and they, their foundation continues to do just like the Clark family or the Hunt family. Sorry. I just pulled a Dwayne Bowe. I'd like to thank the Clarks.
Dude, it's like me when I saw, what's her name? The basketball player Clark on New Heights. And I was like, I didn't know that was one of Clark's daughters. And you're like, no, her name's Clark, not Hunt. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. Should have known. I've seen all the daughters. But yeah, I mean, it's nuts how well Lamar Hunt was so rich. Usually those kids turn out like dog shit. Let's just call a spade a spade. Usually those rich spoon-fed kids turn out like dog shit. And dude, Clark Hunt, I mean, he was raised well, and he still keeps the tradition that his father started. It's a really, we are fans of one of the coolest NFL franchises in the world, even before we started winning. That's why the Chiefs, small market team, sold out games every freaking week for like the last 40 years. And the Colts, who were winning, couldn't sell out games, and people actually reading books in the Colts stadium. Like when Peyton Manning was the quarterback. It's nuts. We live in we have a great franchise, and the people of Jackson County, you guys should vote to keep the Chiefs, because it's going to go to Kansas regardless. And dude, you're missing out, man.
Okay, this is super cool, man. HD Chiefs fan said, I actually made Lamar show me his ID to get into the employee parking area at Worlds of Fun when I worked in security there way back in the day. All right, so how far? Okay, so first of all, how far way back are we talking? Are we talking 60s, 70s? And second question is, did you make him show your ID because you didn't know that it was him at the time? I'm kind of curious. Like, were you like, well, I'm going to be able to talk about this for the rest of my life. I know who I'm talking to right now. I'm going to make him show me his ID, because that's what I would have done.
Oh, man, that's great.
So many questions.
All right, Buck, my next question for you.
What do you got?
All right. And I need you to answer this. If you don't answer it within 4 seconds, you've lost.
It takes me that long to remember the name.
I will ask the question slow. Who did the Chiefs defeat in Super Bowl 4?
Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, good one. All right, I was just making sure. I was going to be upset if you didn't get that one.
Whew.
Wait,
all right.
Here, let's add on to that. Who was named the MVP of Super Bowl 4?
Lenny the Cool.
Lenny the Cool Dawson. Yep. All right. God damn it.
Awesome.
All right. What number did he wear? Oh, you're fucked on this one.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I am too.
10.
It's he was just like maybe a little bit better than Mahomes. Just
16.
Yep. He's not better than Mahomes, but it was just like me to help you get it.
Look at that. Brian and HD Chiefs fans both had it.
77. Wait, Worlds of Fun has been open since 77?
Oh yeah. I moved here in 86, but we came the summer of 85, and it had
I was
been
born in
well-established.
79. I didn't know Worlds of Fun predated me.
Well, you should talk to your parents about that.
Jeez, Mom, why didn't you tell me?
Mm-hmm. All right. So which Chiefs head coach led the team to their first Super Bowl victory in 1970?
Oh, bro, dude, we're going to matriculate it down the field.
Well, I had to let you get one answer.
No, I'm blanking on his name right now. Hold on. God damn it. God damn it. I'm not going to look at my screen or anything.
You absolutely got the quote right. I mean,
yeah, I know exactly who it is. I'm just, you know me, like when we talk about people, like I blank on names.
I love it. I love
Hank
it.
Stram.
Got it.
All right, you saw me look away. I didn't look at the screen or nothing. Yep. Okay, I was going to be upset
You're like,
with myself.
You've got 4 seconds to answer this next question.
Well, that's why I just turned. I was just like, nope.
That's why.
Yeah, I was just like,
I don't like cheating. I don't think cheating's not fun.
Hank Stram, you boys just keep matriculating it down the field.
The only time I cheat,
my mom knew him.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So the only time
she
I
was
ever
a chiefette. She got to meet them all.
Yeah. I cheat when I'm playing things against my brother, because he cheats just because it's more fun for him to cheat. And so I'll cheat just to see if I can get away without cheating him. But otherwise, cheating is no fun.
I just don't, dude. I play golf, and you can cheat in golf.
Oh yeah, it's easy
all day.
Yeah.
But like all you're doing is exactly.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, all you're doing is cheating yourself, because unless you're playing for money, nobody freaking cares, man.
Yep.
Like
yeah,
and like I play by myself, and I'm just like you have to count those drop balls. Yeah, I know you saw it land here, but you didn't find it. So it's a drop ball. You can't just be like, well, I know it landed here. Nope, you can't do that. That's just not the way it works, guys. Like, you're only cheating yourself. So, yeah, so damn it. I was so upset with myself right there.
You got it. It just took you a minute to. I mean, you knew the guy. You knew who it was. You said the
All right.
matriculating.
All right. I think you're going to get this one just because, there was a little bit of foreshadowing. But who did Derrick Thomas sack 7 times during a single
Hey,
game
Craig,
in 1990?
used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs, actually.
Yep. Okay, so I thought it was gonna be funny because I had those clips, and like as soon as you said, "Oh, Dave Craig," like I was like, "Oh shit, it's not gonna be funny." But I thought it was gonna be funny because if you failed at it, I was gonna be like, "Dude, we watched the clips at the start of the show."
Dude, here's a funny little tidbit. Worlds of Fun opened May 26th of 1973. That's 52 years ago today.
Damn. All right. When
opened today.
When did Oceans of Fun open? That's awesome, though.
I'll bet
Worlds of Fun.
I'll bet it was a couple years after.
Dude,
That's my
Worlds
guess.
of Fun is like, dude, it's not. I didn't go last year, but I went the year before, and man, it did not survive COVID well. Like,
Oh, he said 82, so it opened in 82. So it was still brand new when I was there in the mid 80s.
yeah, dude, all the cool things they used to have, like the stacks of wax and all the shows they had.
I
at
knew the
Worlds of
right
Fun.
place to sit in stacks of wax for them to pull you up on stage in the middle
Yep.
of the show. I got pulled
Same.
up every single time.
Same.
I watched 3 of them, and I was like, "Oh, that lucky
Yep.
bastard, she's
Front
gorgeous."
left.
Yep.
Front left, because
Third row.
that's where the stairs came
It
down.
was the 3rd row, and it was the first seat. Yep.
Yep. But they don't do any of that. If you don't like roller coasters now, like Worlds of Fun kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bummer. And I don't like roller coasters.
No.
So
I'll tell you what, it's really fun around Halloween time though. That Halloween thing that they do is really, really cool. Yeah. Especially
if you like roller coasters, it's probably really cool.
If you're not completely sober, it's really fun. It's really fun.
Is it your turn?
Brian had a good question up there. I was going to ask
Brian. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Who has the most return yards in a game?
In a game. Are we talking Chiefs all time? My guess is even if
it's got to be the human joystick, Dante Hall. This is a trick question, I feel like.
That's what I feel like too, because that's what I want to say too, but
oh my God. An HD Chiefs fan met his wife at Worlds of Fun? Well, he works there, so that does make sense. Okay. That does track. Okay.
And she's still the best woman in the world today. I mean, I disagree. My mom's pretty freaking great, but I hear you. I catch your vibe there.
Yeah, my mom's great, but I'm gonna have to. My mom would agree. I'm gonna have to take my wife, Mel.
Oh, Brian said he went to the Worlds of Fun in '75 for the first time, and a guy fell from the rings.
Buck, you didn't guess on this one.
Oh, I feel like there's a guy, and it's going to be super obvious, but I mean, I think
it's Dante Hall, right?
You got to go for Dante on this.
It's got to be,
yeah.
Unless it's a trick question. Unless there's like somebody.
It's got to be a Chief, right? Because I mean,
wait, hold on. Is it Eric Berry? No, Eric Berry. Yeah, no, that would be interception return yards, but Eric Berry had like a 99-yard return.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be Dante. It's got to be the human joystick.
Tamarick Vanover.
Oh, wow.
That was a good one. Is that an NFL record or is that a Chiefs record?
Well, he said
most return yards in a game. He didn't say.
Oh, yeah, he didn't say, yeah.
Huh.
How many? Are you sure that's right? I don't know.
That was back in Trent Green days.
That can't be right. Like, how does Hall not have that?
Well, it's a one-game thing, man. Every dog has his day.
Oh. It was Okay, so did Vanover play in the 90s?
Yeah.
Okay, then that makes sense because the D was stopping them constantly. The defense was nuts in the 90s. Like Shannon Sharp was talking about that like last year on Nightcap, how it was nuts for him to go to Chiefs Stadium back in the 90s when they just had the killer defense.
Wow.
Damn.
He didn't have a whole lot of
All right.
stats.
Is it my turn to ask or is it yours?
I think it's my turn to ask a question. This is not going to be an easy one, but you know what? HD Chiefs fan and Brian Parrott seem to have a lot of intricate knowledge. So I'm going to throw this out at them. And I believe that they're not looking these up because it wouldn't be any fun for them either. What is the name of the Chiefs fight song? What is the name of the Chiefs fight song?
You need to elaborate.
They have a fight
Chiefs
song?
fight song.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like,
I'd say
remember when
Red Kingdom.
No. Do you remember in high school if you went to like their football games, the
Dude, I
band
bet
would
my
play their
mom
fight
would
song?
know this. I bet my
I
mom
was
would know this.
I was actually in band in high school, and I know that, that was the thing. We all had to learn the fight song, and
But it's not a song they do now, right? It's like
yeah,
something.
it's still their fight song. I think they play it before the game. Rock and roll part 2. Oh, Brian said he still has 2 questions up there. Well, answer this one, buddy. Answer this one. We'll move on to that one.
Hold on, I'm looking for Brian's questions. Well, you need to talk though. We can't just
All
have
right.
dead air,
All right.
especially for the audio listeners.
So I will now. I mean, I can't really even give you any hints because it's not really. We're just gonna give you like another 30 seconds, see if you can throw something out there. This is
Dude.
not an easy one. I
I don't
definitely.
see any question marks up here. I'm trying to find it, Brian. I'm sorry.
All right, so I'll just tell you the answer to this because HD Chiefs fan just said something in chat and it wasn't an answer for this. So, or maybe that was his guess. It's Sweet Georgia Brown is the name of it. That's the name of the fight song.
Is that like Sweet Georgia Brown? Oh,
Bah,
oh.
bah.
Sometimes
Yes.
Casey needs to lose. I mean, I'm just saying we lost a lot back then. Okay, Brian, I'm so sorry for your questions. You'll have to repost them. I can't find them. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. But all right.
All right,
I got one for you.
Okay.
Oh, you're just not even gonna come close to it. This is
good. I like that.
Here, I'll give you a better one first.
Okay.
I'll give you one that you could actually get. Which linebacker was the first Kansas City Chief to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame?
Bobby Bell.
Yep. Damn. Good job. Good job.
I
actually yeah, I mean, I know his son and his son's wife. We met at Stanford's years back. So, but here, I'll give you the tough one, and we'll see if we'll see how fast chat can get it because I have to go to the bathroom. So, who caught Joe Montana's pass in 1993 in a come from behind victory with 7 seconds left against the Broncos?
Johnny Morton.
Nope.
Damn. Because Morton has 2 nice balls. That was on the radio station here in town. They have a audio clip from Dick Vermeil saying that in a press conference after a game. He goes, Johnny Morton had 2 nice balls. And they still use it all the time. So no, who was the guy that was like Spider-Man? He did the Spider-Man pose. That wasn't Tamarick Vanover. No, it was. I don't remember. I don't want to look it up. Brian says Willie Davis. And Brian made sure to put like 35 question marks next to this one, so we didn't miss the question marks. So we got both of his questions right here. So Brian,
All right.
is Willie Davis the right
It's
answer?
not the right answer.
Okay.
And I actually know this, and it's not. I mean, it's not a receiver you're gonna remember, but like this is when he came to the team. When Joe Montana came to the team is when my mom finally won the war against my dad, and I became a Chiefs fan because my buddy Johnny, I'm not gonna say his last name, but Johnny's
I remember him.
sister was dating the guy that was a partner with Marcus Allen's car dealership. And so Johnny
Rison. That was who I was trying to think. Andre Rison. That was the Spider-Man. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, Bob, but I think you're having a internet issue there, buddy.
Oh yeah, we had a little bit of a snafu here.
I think we're good now. Andre Rison.
Yeah, mine's not. Nope. Yeah, nobody's ever gonna get this. It's Tim Barnett.
Oh, Tim Barnett. Yeah, I don't remember him at all. Not a little bit.
Yes, like okay, so I don't know how much you heard, but like my friend got to go to the airport and pick up, like he got to be in the back seat with Joe Montana, and the story about that was like so cool to me. I instantly was just like, all right, nope, I'm no longer siding with you, Dad, with the Cowboys, siding with the Chiefs. And that was the first time I became a Chief. But I didn't really get into football until like 98. But that was, when Montana first came to town was when I was like, oh, Chiefs are interesting.
Chiefs are awesome. All right. Well, let's try one of Brian's questions. Best. Okay, so this is more of a question.
Put it on the screen.
Of opinion, but what's the best all-time Chiefs wide receiver? Is that what he was saying Willie Davis for? Or was that his guess for that? I'm not sure. But best all-time Chiefs wide receiver? I mean, I hate to say this, but Tyreek.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, I'm sorry, man.
As he
was like the most talented.
I'm taking, fan opinion out of this because I don't think he's the most popular because of some of his antics. But for what he did on the field, I mean,
it was absolutely electric. Being as short as he is and could go up for jump balls, that was one of the biggest things. Everybody talked about his speed. I was like, dude, his ability to slow down and accelerate is so huge. His way to like juke people, his jumping, like he could literally jump twice. He could jump, just his feet would be as high as he is tall. Like that's some ups. Like he can dunk.
So Brian Parrott, his answer was in all caps, Otis Taylor. All right, so that's before my day, man. So I've heard tales of the legendary games that he had, but it's, to me, I didn't get to watch any of it. That was before me. So you definitely may be right about that.
I wonder what my mom would say. I'm curious.
Your mom would say the Kansas City who? Oh, the Chiefs.
Because I'm pretty sure my mom's older than Brian, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm curious. Mom, write in. I mean, Mom's watching for sure right now, probably on Facebook. But
why doesn't she ever say hi in the chat? You should say hi.
We'd
love to say hi to you.
Yeah, she's not really jumping in the chat. Yeah.
She's a viewer.
Yeah, right. My dad's commented a couple times. He left a voicemail.
Yeah, he did.
Oh shit.
Okay, so this question by Brian is actually a really good question. Which 90s lineman caught the most touchdowns? 90s lineman caught the most.
So we're
touchdowns.
Thinking offensive lineman.
I don't think Grunhart ever caught any touchdown passes, but
Will Shields.
Yeah, it might be Will Shields.
No, Will Shields wasn't 90s though. He was like late 90s, 2000s, right? Like early 2000s. All right, I have no idea. You're asking us ones that are before.
No, that's a good question though. A lineman? I was a fan in the 90s, but I wasn't paying that close attention.
I mean, the majority of Chiefs fans right now could not tell you more than one lineman on our team, even though it was one of the biggest problems we had last year. I mean, I talk to people at the dog park all the time. I talk to people all the time, and they're like, "Yeah, we just have problems with our line." I was like, "Well, who do you think's the problem?" They're like, "Well, I don't know their names."
You were right and you were wrong. Will Shields played from 93 to 06. So he was really a player of
So it was like
of both decades.
Start of 90s, mid
Will Shields
2000s.
wouldn't be a bad guess for that. I wanted to say Grunhart just because I don't know. I like Grunhart. He still comes on the radio station I listen to all the time. Joe Valerio. I remember that name. I definitely wouldn't have remembered that name to throw out that guess, but now that you say it, I remember.
Buck, I've got one for you.
Okay. What do you got?
What chief brought a fast food business to Kansas City, and what business was that?
Whataburger.
Sorry.
Are you kidding me?
I literally changed it up you had to answer both, but
I had been begging.
Right, how about this?
Okay.
No. You go.
Sorry, I lived in Oklahoma City from late 99 to mid 2000. And that was the one thing I missed from Oklahoma. The one thing that I missed from Oklahoma was Whataburger. I love that place. And
you didn't miss the wait in line, though.
It wasn't like that back then. Those people know how to make food, and the lines were crazy busy, so they were churning it out. It's when you order one down the street here and it's a 20-minute wait with one person in line in front of you, it's because they're making everything fresh. And it's pretty good. Don't get me wrong.
It is very good. It's very good.
It's just it's no longer worth the wait. But that was the softest of softballs for me because that was a big thing for me.
All right, Buck. You should get this one.
Okay.
What dance group did the Kansas City Chiefs have during the 1970s?
Chiefettes. All right. I thought that might be a
I'm so glad you got that one, man.
You've only talked about your mom.
My mom would have killed you if you hadn't got that right. She would have been like, "That's John Beersman." Inside joke, guys. Inside joke. My mom always got Buck confused with our friend John.
And we went to your house for lunch probably 3 to 5 times a week when we worked at Herf together down by your parents' house. She would still call me John. And I answered. I didn't care. She's one of the sweetest people on earth. So,
oh, man. What do you got for me? Oh, do you guys have any more questions in chat for just about this year? But Buck, give me a question while we see if anybody.
Who was the first Kansas City Chief to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
It had to be either wait, is it a player or a coach?
Kansas City Chief.
So it's a player or a coach. I mean, it's got to be either Hank Stram or Lenny the Cool Dawson.
Brian thinks it's Otis. HD Chiefs fan thinks it. Oh no, HD Chiefs fan answered Brian's question. Okay. All right. Is that your guess?
I mean, well, I'll go with Len Dawson over Hank Stram.
It was Lamar Hunt. 1972. Oh. So, and then Bobby Bell was the first player.
Owner.
Bobby Bell was the first player.
Really?
Is that right? Is that
Len Dawson?
Oh, that was an AI answer, so that might not be right.
What? Lenny the Cool smoking cigarettes on the sideline didn't get Hall of Fame? What? No way. I mean, I listened to him for so many years on Inside the NFL. He had to have been a Hall of Famer. That's crazy. It's crazy talk.
Bobby Bell was the first one, inducted in 83. Willie Lanier in 86. Lynn Dawson in 87.
When did the Hall of Fame come up? When did it start? Because maybe the Hall of Fame wasn't going on like until a certain point. That could be a thing. Like that just it's crazy to me. What the fuck? What is this? Sorry about my my language, guys. But
Pro
what
Football
team?
Pro Football Hall of Fame was founded in 1963.
How the heck
They had a
did
Hall of
none of
Fame.
the teams from Super Bowl 4? Because that's crazy. Yeah, that's weird. All right, what team did Spagnuolo play for? Like as a player? As a player? Playoffs? You talking about playoffs? We're just trying to win a game. You talking about playoffs?
I didn't know he was a player.
I didn't either. I don't. Maybe he's talking college team. I don't know. I know he coached the Giants. And,
I'm going to guess the Jets.
Coach. It was rough.
I'm going to guess the Jets.
Jets, Jets.
Bob keeps freezing up like Mitch McConnell.
Dude, I mean, my connection's good at the moment.
Yeah, it goes good and bad. It kind of goes in waves. It's not as bad as it was last week. Last week was much worse.
We have to deal with this crap.
It's weird. You got fiber and I don't.
Yeah, well, I've also got a lot of people that live in my house. That
yeah.
We don't know when they're on the porn and when they're not.
I know when I'm on the porn and it's not during a show, so we're good.
Which defensive player nickname was the Hulk? I mean, I know
it can't be a recent
Bulk.
thing.
I know the Bulk. I mean but he wasn't a Chiefs player. The Incredible Bulk, the steroid added guy that just completely the Incredible Bulk. That was what it was called. He was on Sports Illustrated, everything.
Incredible Hulk. I'm going to guess that was back in the
Bulk.
70s. No, I know, but that's not what his question is.
His question is the Hulk.
I don't know. You got me.
Yeah.
Rerun.
Yeah, don't know Rerun.
His name is Rerun, and he's got his icon as a picture of Rerun. So most certainly his answer is from back in the 70s. Willie Gay?
Willie Gay? Really, the Incredible Hulk? I mean,
that wasn't Rerun that said the answer though. That might be Brian's guess.
Yeah, I mean, Willie Gay had all the athleticism.
Alan
Bailey?
I definitely don't remember that name. That was surely before my time.
Alan Bailey.
397 pounds. His mama knew how to feed him.
Number 97. Interesting.
What years did he play?
He played. NFL.com does not have stats back that far.
Wow.
He was a Miami freshman in 2007. His Wikipedia is what I have here.
So we're talking
from 2011 to 2018 with the Chiefs, and then 2019 to 2020 with Atlanta.
Was he a starter? I don't remember that name at all.
Oh, was this the one that Tamba told us about? That we were like, I don't remember this guy.
Oh, it might have been.
This might have been the guy Tamba told us about when we were talking to him on the show.
That's right. Yeah, because he was talking about some guy and we were like, who?
It was like, no, I've got yeah, it might be. Dude, look at those arms, Jesus.
Well, now I got
Ooh, big arms. Yep, number 97. Yep, I got it up here. Huh. All right, Buck. What about
whoo. That's a big boy.
here? I got one. I'm curious if you'll know. What did the Kansas City Chiefs give up in the deal to get Joe Montana in 1993?
No clue.
Nothing?
No clue. No. They gave up a player.
A first-round draft pick. One.
Really?
Numero uno. Yep. Yeah, I mean, the 49ers were basically moving on to what's his name, and they were trying to offload poor old Montana. Oh my God, why can't I see? I'm blanking on his name.
No, Gerbach, HD Chiefs said Gerbach. Gerbach didn't come until after. Oh, is that who they drafted with that pick? And then we ended up getting him?
No. We traded a first-round pick.
Yeah,
for,
but HD Chiefs said Gerbach.
What?
I don't know if he was guessing. Was that the trade? Because no, Gerbach came way after Joe Montana.
Yeah. No.
So my question is, did San Francisco use that pick to draft Gerbach, and then we ended up getting him with our own pick that we had traded away?
No. What are you talking about?
Gerbach. Do you not remember Gerbach?
Yeah, but we didn't. Yeah, but we didn't get no.
You said we traded a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, we a pick.
Right. So we traded
not
that
a
pick
player.
to them. Right. So I said that like 3 times. So did they use that pick to draft Gerbach, and then we picked up Gerbach years later? We got Gerbach from the 49ers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was part of a string of quarterbacks.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I was so
49ers.
lost on what you were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's funny.
I don't know. I wonder if
together. All right. Do you have any other questions for me? Because I've got a little bit of. I've got some tougher ones. If you want to take them on.
Okay, and I will, but I got one more. In which season did the Chiefs achieve a perfect 9-0 start, the best in franchise history?
Oh shit! It was with Alex Smith, and we were so excited. Oh God!
You're on the right track.
2016.
No. 2013.
2013. It was right after he got here. Andy got here, right?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Yes, it was. I'm still looking at these pictures of Alan Bailey. Good Lord. How did this guy not work out? Jesus. That man is a wall.
Brian Parrott. What 2 men pulled Otis Taylor out? Dude, you're getting some weird ones in here, man.
You know what?
I like it. I do like it because, like, this. I mean, no other Chiefs channel's doing this shit, so fuck it, you know.
Yeah, but what's happening is we started talking about Chiefs memories, and now we're going into trivia. And I think some of this stuff that we're talking about is bringing up, like, oh, I remember this, and he's going off on a tangent. I love it.
Yeah, we have no clue what 2 men pulled Otis Taylor out of an NFC hotel window to sign him as a Chief.
Hank Stram and Lamar Hunt. That's my guess.
Which is funny because, it's weird because the Hunt family drafted Mahomes, and Mahomes is now a spokesman for Hunt Ketchup. Conspiracy.
Buk and Bob Jeopardy. Yeah, Buk and Bob Jeopardy. Love it. You didn't answer in a question. In the form of a question.
Yeah, we don't know. We have no idea.
Yep. You gotta tell us the answer. Brian goes way deeper on trivia than I do. Yeah. Lamar Hunt and Al Davis.
All right, you got one of them right. You got one of them right.
Al
All right, here.
Davis.
Now, here, I'm going to mess you up here.
All right.
How many seasons did Joe Montana play for the Kansas City Chiefs?
1.
2.
Did he play 2?
Mm-hmm. How many
Yes.
AFC championships games did the Kansas City Chiefs play in during the 1990s? AFC championship, the
1.
final one. 1. Right.
Yep.
Got to see. All right. How many playoff appearances did the Kansas City Chiefs make in the 1980s?
None.
1.
Did they really?
Yep, 1. My mother hit me once. Once. Have you ever seen that, Johnny Dangerously?
Oh yeah.
Mr. Mom's in it. Oh, what's his name? Michael Keaton.
I don't think I've seen it since it came out, but yeah.
Oh no, you didn't see it when it came out. It came out before I think we were born.
All right. Well, then I saw it like probably back in the 80s.
Yeah, Johnny Dangerously. It was with Mr. Mom. Did you even see Mr. Mom?
Oh yeah. Back in the day.
Oh, I loved that movie when I was a kid.
Duplicity or Multiplicity?
Multiplicity is one of the best movies of all
It
time.
was a good movie.
She touched my Peppy Steve.
Yeah.
Pizza Steve.
Yeah.
So you know how when you make a copy of a copy, it's
like
a
a fact of
little
a fact.
hazy. Yeah, so that's what happened with this one. I love how he's got like his effeminate. Well, I like to wrap the leftovers here, and I fold here, and I fold here, and then you got the butch one. He's like, yeah, I just want to do this, and this, and let's just go to work. And he's got the retarded one. It's so great.
I didn't want to say the R word. You
Hey, dude, I'm done. I'm using it. Like it's a fun word.
I know I like the word, but it's so many people don't like
Dude,
it.
and one day I'll get a farm where I'll let all the little retards play together, you know. Something about Mary. That's a quote from Something About Mary.
Break the beans.
Break the beans. Break the beans. Oh my gosh, dude. This is off the rails tonight.
Yeah.
All right. So how many times had the Kansas City Chiefs won 13 regular season games through 2007? From the beginning to 2007, how many times had we had a 13-win season?
Once. It was under Dick Vermeil.
Dude, was Dick for? Yeah, it might have been.
I remember when we went 13-3, and then we lost in like the first round of the playoffs, or maybe it was the second round. But that was going to be our year.
All right. Yeah, HD Chiefs fan. Do you have that picture, Buck?
Oh, that picture from Freddie T's?
Yeah, so
No,
Brian won the Tamba. The Tamba picture, we went and ate with him and his amazing wife at Freddie T's, a bar that I loved when I lived over there in Stanley. And
we got hammered, all four of us, man. Woo, it was crazy.
We did not get hammered.
We were dancing on the pool tables. Brian took the microphone, was singing karaoke.
Yeah, Brian was waving his underwear over his head. It was a little wild, but
it's crazy. It was a good time. It
was a good conversation. It was cool to meet, somebody in chat and get to talk to them. I'm hoping we get to meet more of the people that show up and talk in chat. We are going to be, but actually, Buck, I don't think you've actually signed off on that. We are going to try to do our interview before games, tailgate thing next year. Like they weren't very popular last year, but maybe with us growing, maybe they'll be more popular, and maybe I can make the videos a little less sucky.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, we can.
This sounds like he's not committing, guys.
It's just it's a lot. It's just a lot. I like doing it. It's just hard to commit to every single game. I will definitely do a bunch if we don't do every single one.
Oh
But
yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna do every game.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, I just like to do like probably like 4 of the home games because I really have some like ideas
Okay.
now that I've gotten more under my belt. Like I have some ideas about some fun things to do um with the fan interviews. But the biggest thing is here, anybody listening to this video, if you know people that are basically like semi mascots on like for the Chiefs. Like remember the guy we met,
Arrowhead guy.
that like had all the arrows in him, and
Mhm.
then we met the guy with the Super Bowl ring on his
Oh,
head.
yeah.
Like
He had a whole getup.
if we could somehow set up a way to meet those types of guys, those like mascots for the Chiefs, those extra mascots, those would be kind of really cool videos that I could make up. So like if anybody knows how to get a hold of them, please leave it in the comments or message us at Buk and Bob at gmail.com. That's BUKNBOB.com. Like, let us know because we'd love to interview those types because honestly, like you got like those guys are trying to get more, more
Exposure.
exposure, and we're trying to. So it'd be like a good back and forth and a good like way to like help each other. So if you guys know any of those guys, please like just like get them in contact with us because that would be really cool.
HD Chiefs fan, it would be a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, I would love to meet
Absolute
you.
pleasure.
Yeah, would definitely love to. All right, I got one last thing before we end it out. And nobody asked the question, even though I hinted.
I know.
I want to talk about the Chiefs' safety room.
Okay.
Okay. I hear everybody talking smack. And you know me, I was one of the biggest Reed fans of all time. But everybody, it's driving me nuts. I listen to so many Chiefs content creators, and I hear them talk about Hicks, and it drives me nuts. They're like, well, will Hicks do something this year? Will Hicks, take over? Yes, Hicks is going to take over. Guys, have you not been paying attention? He led the Chiefs in interceptions last year and played less than a fourth of the downs. He's going to play. It's been driving me nuts. Listen to Chiefs content and just be like, well, can Hicks do it? It's been driving me nuts. I don't know about you, Buck, but
past success is not a guarantee for future success, Bob.
Okay, dude, come on though. Like he played less than a fourth of the downs, and he led the team with 3 interceptions and like 4 pass breakups. Like
all I know is that wouldn't have happened if the refs weren't on our side.
Oh yeah.
Not a chance. Thank you, refs.
Oh, it's been driving me nuts. People talking about the safeties and Jamari Connor is good, guys. They tried to make him play slot. He's a safety. Come on. I don't know. Brian Cook. I'm definitely like not sold on him. That's a little bit of a
bit of a stretch. I think that Spags gets the best out of these guys. So when I was in high school, I was in marching band, and the only reason I did that is because when I was in junior high school, I wasn't in band at all, and I heard that the marching band at Olathe North was going to go to the Rose Bowl parade, which was going to be my sophomore year. So I was like, I'm joining band.
Just to let everybody know, I'm from Shawnee Mission North, so we're pretty much rivals.
So I joined band my freshman year so that I could go, right? Okay, so there was this guy, our band leader, his name was Charles Mangini, and this guy was an accomplished band director. I mean, to the point where he had colleges that were begging him to come, like Division One big colleges wanted him to come, but he was from the Olathe area, and that's where he was. And so the way they did the order of the bands in the parade is the two teams that were playing in the Rose Bowl, those two bands were number 1 and 2. And from then on, they went by best band in order of their auditions. We were the third band, a high school band, and this included college bands, right? We were a high school band. We didn't have any phenoms in our band, but this man could put a bunch of people together, get the very best out of each one, and then get them to work together to sound a certain way. And that's what Spags does with these, especially the defensive backs. He knows how to get the very best out of them.
Definitely the best with defensive backs. I agree.
And then to get them, no, you're good. And then to put packages together to say, all right, well, these 3 guys are really good in this package, but maybe if we take this guy out, for this package, this other guy works a little bit better. And they're always moving pieces like a chessboard, right? So these guys are all learning a bunch of different positions. It's absolutely brilliant. So, I can't think of anybody in the NFL that does it better than Spags. So when it comes to our safety room or just the defensive backs in general, I'm really not worried about it. We're going to see some shit that pisses us off. We're going to see some things that annoy us. There's going to be some big misses, and we're going to give up some big plays. That's kind of been his signature, but in the long run, our defense wins. So I'm not so concerned about any of these guys individually, because I know when it comes to the group as a whole, I'm going to like what I see on game day for the most part. Unless Spags just loses it.
Well, and what's crazy is a lot of people keep thinking Brian Cook. Like, if Brian Cook last year couldn't come back from injury. He was good for the most part, but anytime he had to change direction, if a receiver cut, he literally got burnt.
He
got
cooked.
Yeah, and so it's possible, though, he'll come back this next year and be the guy he was prior. But if he can't change direction, then, I honestly see it being very possible that Shamari Connor and Hicks are our 2 starting safeties, and Cook's more of a backup guy that comes in, and everybody talking about Noel Williams. I don't know why people are talking about him as if he's going to be like McDuffie's backup at the slot. I think Noel Williams is an outside guy and a ball hawk. I don't think we have anybody except for McDuffie that could do that hard job in the middle. And we've talked about this, couple weeks back. I've tried to point out that, because you had said hey, if McDuffie goes to the nickel, that's a downgrade. And I make the argument that you're, in this day and age, in this league, this passing league, your nickel corner is a starter. He's not Spags' normal package is the 4-3 nickel with 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs, just to make it easy for everybody. There's corners and safeties and defensive tackles and defensive blah blah blah. But it's basically that is the base stance, whereas years before it was more 3 linebackers and 4 down linemen for the the base 4-3. But really the nickel package is the biggest package in the NFL now. And I think your nickel corner that controls the middle of the field is the most important corner you have. So yeah,
I mean, I can't argue with you. I mean, if that's the base defense that you're playing, is now you said that that's like a mainstay defense in the NFL. I haven't been paying attention
no,
to any
it's
other team.
Spags. Well,
Oh, in Spags,
in Spags, if you look, there's almost always just two linebackers on the field, which means it's the 4-3 nickel. So like, and that's why we keep so little linebackers on the roster, and in the 4-3, the linebackers are much less utilized than in the 3-4. They're still important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that, but they're just not as impactful. So yeah. I think people forget, like when they say, "Can Hicks do this?" I'm like, have you not been paying attention? Like, he led the team in picks last year. Like,
I don't think that people that aren't paying really close attention are going to see that kind of thing, because what they see is, if just your average fan that watches the game and that's it, right? So they watched 17 games and then the playoffs, and they saw him less than a quarter of a time. So even when he does have the pick, they're not necessarily people don't always pay attention to who's getting the pick. Some fans are just, go Chiefs. The Chiefs defense got the pick. The Chiefs defense got a tackle. Chiefs defense got a sack. And that's as far as they want to go. That's where I started off. That's where I was for years. I didn't really get into it until we started playing Madden.
Yeah. And it's just like, and people don't realize, like they don't take into account the amount of play time versus stats. Like, oh yeah, Jalen Hicks was, the leading interceptor in, the Chiefs season. But to take into effect that he played less than a fourth of the plays, that's unreal. Like, that's why they let Reed go. Like, those are the type of things you have to pay attention to, and you're just not going to get if you're an average fan. And that's why we do it, so that you guys can tune into us and listen to us and find out about these things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited about this year, the defense and the offense. I'm
excited about the left tackle position, because to me, the whole thing hinges on that. We got to get that at least kind of right. Just kind of right.
Hey, Casey Colossal, thank you for tuning in. I've seen you in other Chiefs content chats, as I frequent a lot of them. But
thank you for
I remember your mask. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. And I mean, but most people, Casey, are not into that and don't look into that and really don't know more than just a few players' names. I mean, and that's okay. That's why we're here, to help you guys out, to remind you of the other ones. And that's why you guys in chat are here to help us remember who to remind people about. It is a I don't know what I'm looking for. Yeah, a collaborative effort. And yeah, but we should end out the show. Chat, dude, you guys were awesome tonight. It was fun doing trivia, fun looking back. You guys gave us some great stuff to talk about. I mean, half of the stuff we talk about, we wouldn't even know to talk about if you guys weren't in chat. You guys are the life and soul. Thank you guys so much. I can't thank you guys enough for the live stream chat. Whoa, hold on. Here, Buck, we should answer this real quick.
I think we got 4 good draft picks this year that can contribute to the team.
Casey Colossal, what 4 are you talking about? Because I think we got 7. I think this is the best draft that I've known in my lifetime. And I might be pushing that a little too hard, but I really do. I don't think any of the people we we drafted will be career special teamers.
And you said earlier in this episode, right? You said you think that all of them will be starters by the end of this year. Is that what you said?
No.
Or 5 of them?
By the end of 2 years. So like
By the end of 2 years. Okay.
their third year, they would become a starter. So Bassa could possibly take over for Bold, like it is third year in the NFL.
Gelati could take over for Karlaftis.
Yes. Yeah. I think Gelati might just take over, after this year for number 90.
Amenahue?
Yep. Yeah, because Amenahue's, we're not going to pay him the defensive end money he wants, no matter how good he is this year. What he's doing this year is he's setting a stage for him to get a job someplace else. And he kind of just doesn't fit with us with his attitude. So, yeah, I think Gelati becomes a starter right after he's gone. And we don't even know, Karlaftis might not even get a contract. I'm almost positive McDuffie's going to get one, but I don't know that Karlaftis gets one. So, yeah, he could be Karlaftis ones. All right. So he says Noel, Simmons, Royals, and Gilo.
He didn't say starters. He said can contribute to the team.
So you're not a fan of Omar Norman Lott, dude?
I could see Royals being a bit of a stretch just because our wide receiver room.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys there.
I think people are putting a little too much on Royals just because we have a really stacked wide receiver room, and I just don't think he's going to get the opportunities. I think we did get a steal with him. I think he's going to be good, and even his 40 time at the combine was kind of tainted because he was coming off of a ankle injury. So, but Noel is my favorite pick we got. I definitely think that Simmons, as long as the knee holds up, is probably going to go down in history as one of the best steals of this decade. Royals, I think, is going to be really good, but I think we need to temper expectations just because of the room that he's in. And then Gilo, I think he's talking about Gelati. Is that a new nickname for Gelati?
Oh, I like it. Gelati's nickname is Lotto.
Got it. Yeah.
I like Gilo. Kind of like Lejo and Dejo back in the day.
Oh, shut up. Stop. No. Larry Johnson and Derrick Johnson.
Colossal. That's our new thing, Gilo.
Oh, I hate you, Buck.
Drive him nuts with that.
But, dude, I think people are counting out Brashard Smith. I don't think he has a ton of rushing yards this year, but watch out for him in the passing game. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the fourth, if he has the fourth most receiving yards of the team through this season. He's a Brian Westbrook clone. So we'll just have to see. And then, dude, I don't know. Omar Norman Lott, dude, could be unbelievable. And then Bassa, dude. Bassa probably isn't going to start, but Bassa is the Mike linebacker of the future. He's the shit. So I don't know. I feel really good about this draft class. I'm going to feel bad when if they all turn out to be busts. I'm just like, oh, I guess Bob didn't know shit.
Yeah. Brashard who?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a great point, though, Casey Colossal. I hope they all exceed our expectations. You're absolutely right. That's the best thing for Chiefs fans around the world.
Yep. It's weird because I've looked at draft picks. I haven't looked at it for a long time, definitely over the last decade. I've checked them out every time we've got them. I was not a fan of Sky Moore. I was there's been a lot of draft classes where I'm like, all right, I hope they know what they're doing. But this one, man, I've just been Yeah, I don't know. It could be because we started the podcast. We do so much more research now. It could be a thing, but I really think I really think I'm right. I think these are all going to be hits, and hits for the rounds they were taken in. Keep that in context. They're not all going to be pro bowlers.
Really? 'Cause sometimes the way you talk, it kind of makes it sound like you think.
Yeah, I hope people understand that's just a given. Like, it's for the round that they were taken in, what they had. Like Pacheco, fantastic pickup
for seventh.
Seventh round, exactly. But not great if you took him first round, even though he had 950 yards in his first, year. It still would have been a bust first round because he literally injured his shoulder every other week.
Yeah.
So but all right, guys, we've been going long. So Buck's looking at me like I got to work tomorrow, Bob. I know you don't. So can you end this? So Buck, why don't you tell them where they could find us and all of the stuff we do?
Well, you can always find us on Facebook, but the first place you should always look when you're thinking about Buk and Bob is to go to bukandbob.com. That's BUKNBOB.com. You can find all of our videos. You can find information about us. And best of all, you can find some merchandise there.
Yep. And unfortunately, guys, our logo's about to change. Yeah, so you see it up in the top right here. We've had
changed that.
Well, I guess I could change it right now while I'm talking about what we're gonna have to do. If you order something right now, you might have a one of a kind type of thing, but some of our merch has been flagged as copyright. Now, this is something we've had to deal with since we started the pod last year. We got flagged on Facebook for copyright infringement. We got flagged on YouTube for copyright. And I actually had an artist change up the KC logo enough to make it legal. But so YouTube, we appealed past. Facebook, we appealed past. TikTok, we appealed past. But our merchandise did not pass it. So I finally was like, well, we probably should just go ahead and redo this because this is going to be a pain in the ass for years to come. So now we have a new logo. And I'll show it to you right here. It's at the top right of the screen. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
It changed.
There. That's the new logo. I'm getting ready to change that all on our merch site, but lots of products still go through with the old one. So if you want like a true, I was there when Buk and Bob began. Now's the time to buy because I'm doing it tomorrow.
Get it while you can.
Oh, but it's something I probably should have changed back when it first happened. But when we appealed to the different people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, yep, you're right."
Yeah, I thought it would get passed.
Yeah, I mean, I hired a professional artist to make our logos when they started. I told them make sure to change it up enough so it's not. But the problem is that companies are just scared. They're like, well, dude, we're not even going to take a chance. Sorry. So that's what we ran into. So I finally had to change them. I say I had to change them, but my wife changed them. She was very happy about that last night. But yeah, she's a trooper. All right, Buck, we got to get out of here. If you want to find me, you can find me on X at Blazin_Bob. That's BLAZZIN_BOB. This is our longest podcast ever. This was a little too long.
The last 6 or 7 now have all gone over 2 hours.
No, they've gone about 2 hours. Like this is 2 hours and 23 minutes. This is a record.
Brian wants the illegal one.
Hey, well, I mean, you have
sounds about right.
Yeah, you have time right now. Only some of the products have been flagged. So yeah, the hat, I've got one right over there. Like I wore it last week. So that one made it through, but the Under Armour golf shirt did not make it through. I think that's the one that got flagged. I think it's because it was Under Armour, but
The 40-ounce water mug made it through.
all right, dude. I hate to leave you guys every time, but we gotta go. We gotta go. We're gonna do something a little weird this week. There's no news, so we're not doing a news video this week, guys. We're
Unless
gonna do
something crazy
new.
happens in the next
Yeah.
few days. Yeah.
Yeah, but
otherwise.
we're doing something new. We're gonna do something that's a little way. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. You're thinking Priest Holmes. I thought Jamal Charles, but
Maybe we should do Hank Stram. We could do Clark Hunt. He had a ton of stuff to talk about. What do you guys think? Who should we do our video about?